Alright guys, hope you're doing well and great. Alright, in today's content I want to share you about if you are about to start your food business and you want to test and try your food business, right? Why should you choose food truck business as the platform? So if you would like to know more about it, what are the advantage and disadvantage on food truck business, or if you want to try a new business which is related to food, right, then just watch the entire video, right? So I will give you a couple of points that why you should start your food business using food truck platform. So number one is there is no long-term contract. So when you have this food truck, actually you don't necessarily have to buy it. There are a lot of companies who allow you to rent it, lease it, right? So here's the thing, that there are companies that also give you for a very short period of time, say per day, per week, per month. So now one of the things that you have to really understand is that do you have actually a business plan, and how long do you want to go with that business plan, right? So many people draft this business plan, but one of the things that they miss about is the goal structure, which basically means that did you ever structure your business, and what is the step that you have taken for to reach to that goal. So that is one of the things that you have to really understand. So the platform is very easy to access. Basically that means that the people who are not using their food truck, or people who are renting and leasing the food truck, there are a few companies who does that, and you can always ask them, just give them a good offer, just tell them that you want to try and test your food product, and so you don't have a huge amount to spend on this business. So if it goes well, probably you would just continue the contract. If it does not, then you'll not put yourself in a contract at all. So it's very easy. Thing is, you have the no contract policy basically, right? So it's very easy to get in. So number two is that it's very easy to exit. So let's say you started, the business is not working well, the product is not working well, the audience the customer base is not growing much. At that point of time you can exit, right? So nobody's going to ask you, and so or you already have drafted terms. So if you want to actually start it, you can just try in with like 30 days. You can go for like 2 weeks, or if you would like to go for like 3 months, that's up to you. But you can always structure, because if you're gonna go compare with the the brick and mortar shops and all, they will want you to at least minimum 2-year contract, 3-year contract, right? And if you do try to exit before like 6 months or 1 year, there's a lot of problems. You still owe some money to this realtors, basically the property owner, right? So there's going to be a long-term constraint on that, so you don't want to get into that. So if you are just trying to experiment on your food, so best is to get something where you can easily exit with no further cost, which is going to be your platform, going to be your food truck business. So that's what's the second thing. It's very easy to access and also easy to exit from that platform, from the business. All right, so the third thing is that now let's say you have started a business, right, and your expenses is not that much in food truck business. So what happened here is that you will be able to put your investment into building other things, which is going to be your customer base platform. So you may be able to subscribe to a paid version, I think Square or some sort of like a Toast, I'm not sure, Clover, all these provide, but as far as I know, Square does provide your loyalty program. So if you want to create the loyalty program system in your application, right, they charge you about like $25, I believe, to $30 per month. So that's not a huge expensive, but the data that you will be able to collect from that system is much worth than what you're paying for that little system, the little application, right? So you will have the platform to build your application, or basically the system to collect your customer information. So basically what I'm trying to say is that, so you start a business, now down the line you want to change, you want to upgrade, right? And then you want to kind of expand your business. So your customer is there with you already. So let's say, for example, 1 month you start a business, the business is going well. Second month you started, it's continuing, right? It's going well. On the third month you find out that, why shouldn't I got a little bit money now, I should change my business to brick and mortar, or you search for shops and locations and all those things. So once you do that, you already have the customer with you. So you're carrying those customer database to your new location. That's it, right? So unless you are not moving out of the city or something like that, within the same city, within the same area, if you're going to start your actual business. Well, a food truck business is actual business, but then if you are going to for a long term, like if you want to have a dining location and all those things, your customer base is already built from the food truck. So that is a very, very good advantage, because that is very expensive in the long term. So if you do not have like a customer base, it's kind of it's going to take some time to build those customer base. But if you are getting those customer data already when you started as a food truck, that is a huge advantage for you to take it, right? So that's one of the thing. And the next one would be easy and very flexible to change or update or implement on your menu. So let's say you start your food truck, right? And then you get your feedback from the customer, and you also know that your product is not going that well. So at that point of time, when you compare with the brick and mortar restaurant, you already created your menu, you already created a sign, you already printed out your menu papers, all those things are there. So that costs us about like sometimes goes up to like a 500 to 1,000 and beyond, right? But when you're doing a food truck, right, you do not actually, we do not print out those menu flyers or to-go menu, right? Mostly you put everything in a digital platform, which basically means it's going to be on a website, or it's going to be on your app or whatever the social media platform that you use, right? If not, then it's going to be a little menu in your food truck, right? You can just change those things. It's not going to cost you $15 to $30 if you just go to Office Depot, print it out, laminate it. It's not going to cost you much. But basically what's going to happen here is that it'll be easier for you to change and update your menu. That's it, right? So this is going to be kind of a very helpful for you to understand what product is kind of demanding in your area and what your customer base is looking for. So that is something that you will be able to take the advantage of it, right? So quick and very flexible to implement and upgrade or change or update your menu, right? So and the next one would be, you will be able to learn a lot of legal stuff. So let's say you have to start a restaurant today, right? You will need a lot of things which are going to be like legal paperwork. So you have to go through all those floor plan, inspections, fire, sprinkles, or interior design. A lot of things is going to be there when you have to build or start a restaurant, actual restaurant, like a brick and mortar restaurant, right? But then when you do this food truck business, the applications is almost the same. There are a couple of things which is a little bit different, or say extra work that you have to do when you have to start your restaurant business. But in the food truck, there's going to be fire inspections, of course, and then there's going to be equipment inspections, basically food safety inspections, and you are ready to go. But when you have to do this brick and mortar, they have to inspect everything. So that takes time, 3 months, 4 months, but in a food truck, it takes about like a week to start it up, right? So, but the format of these legal terms, so for example, I have a restaurant and I want to go for events, right? Do I need to pay extra, the license fees to go to the events and sell my food? For a restaurant, as long as you're established, you don't. In a food truck, very similar, you don't have to do that. But if you're running a commissary kitchen, probably you have to get some license to operate your business in the events. But it's a food truck and a brick and mortar restaurant license, you still can go. You don't have to have extra license applications fees to be paid, right? And the other thing is that it's much easier when you have to look into marketing terms, right? So let's say you have to do the marketing. Now, one of the good thing and the bad thing, I won't say that it's a bad thing, but it's just kind of a little bit slow to build your marketing platform. So let's say you have to start a restaurant business and you are trying to market it, right? So one of the advantage for a food truck is that, you don't have many employees, you don't have many staff. It's either you or your spouse or your partner, right? You have two person to operate the business. So basically that you don't have much overhead. But then, when you don't have much overhead, then that basically means that you can spend more money on your marketing cost, right? But then in a restaurant, if you have more than like a 3, 4, 5, you got to cut down on your costs, on your marketing expenses. But then what happened here is that, say for example, I'm going to give you a little scenario. You use a Uber platform or a Doordash or Grubhub, right? Now, let's say you want to start BOGO, which is buy one get one. Now, let's say you have a product for $10, but then you're going to sell that product for $5 because you want to get for like a BOGO. If it's for $10, you're giving two, so you just sell it for $5. Do you still make a margin? Yeah, the profit is a little bit low. That's all it is. But because with that profit, little profit that you're still gonna get from the BOGO campaign, right? Will you be able to cover your overhead as a food truck? Chances are more higher than compared to brick and mortar, because in a brick and mortar, when you have to do those kind of a thing, BOGO, you need more employees, you need more staff, you need more manpower, and if you do that BOGO for a long time, then that means that you might probably not get that margin to cover your overhead, right? So you got to take the advantage of why food truck is really, really good to start your ideas, your dream plans in food business. So the good thing here is that if you do, let's say, BOGO in your food truck, you still make a little margin of profit, right? And then the marketing costs, whatever you have spent on the marketing costs, right, those are tax deductible as well, right? So now, let's say if you have to pay those things, you still pay because you make the money without the BOGO, right? And then you pay 12-15% of that transactions as an income tax. But then when you do the same amount as a BOGO, right? So that basically means that you're offering that as a marketing materials, which means that it's a marketing cost, it's marketing expenses. So that also basically means that that's a deductible service, right? So basically, it's a deductible transaction, so tax deductible transaction. So that means that you can also claim those things and waive a lot of percentage on your marketing cost, right? So there's a lot of way to work around on it. But at the end, guys, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say to you here is it's very, very easy to get into food truck business, to try and test your product. So do not try to look for a location right now if you're trying to experiment on it, because minimum to minimum, it's going to cost you like 40 to 50,000 to start a food business, right? Whether it's a coffee, barista, ice cream, whatever, right? Because you need a lot of stuff. But when you do a food truck, you can drive around, look your demographic, right? So probably, let's say today you were not good in this location, so you can move to the next locations tomorrow, the day after, right? But when you have these brick and mortar locations, you cannot move. You just have to dig in around that area and push as much as you can. So take the advantage of it. So now at the same time, if you guys have the questions like, what should be my strategy, right? What should be my plan? Here's one of the things that why many business people fail in food truck business as well, because they do not understand what is their goal. I mean, they have the business plan, that is good, but you gotta structure that goal properly. Let's say, for example, you want to start from here today, and then you want to make, let's say, $200,000 by end of the year, for example, right? So now let's say, how do you go from, let's say, investing 10,000 or 5,000 to 250,000 in a year? You got to go back, you now set your goal. Now you have to come back to the A section, square one, and then start it, right? Don't go every day by day transactions, because if you do follow that, that's a model of a business, but then you will not be able to reach the 250,000. But if you want to reach to 250,000, there is a way to create the system to reach to you that number. So many people fail because they do not set, a goal, what they want to achieve from that particular business. So let's say if you want to get 250,000, you have to make sure that you are making no less than about like a 20,000 a month, for example, right? So now, if you do not have this plan, but you want to start your business with whatever the models that you have, and if you want to go like that, then probably it's going to be hurting you, because you may not reach to that number. And technically and in practical world, it's very, very, very slow. So gotta understand what is your expectation, achieve goal, to the goals that you want to achieve by the end of this particular period. So understand that. First, why you should start. The first thing is that, okay, you're a very passionate entrepreneur, you want to start a business, you want to be in a food business. That's very good, excellent, awesome. But now here's one thing, you have the skill set, you have the experience, you have the knowledge. How do you want to monetize that? Right, so now you know the platform. Okay, you want to start a food business and you want to go with a food truck. Okay, you're ready. Now you set your goal. right? The goal is to make a 250,000 and you only have 5,000. So how long do you want that to be? Within 1 year, within 18 months, or within 24 months? It's going to be 2 months, right? Now, if you already set that goal, now after you set that goal, make your business plan. And in your business plan, include what are the steps and actions that you're going to take to reach that number and work towards that. And as we have already mentioned here, that you can use the marketing platform, you can always change your menu, you can always create your loyalty program with your customer as well. All right, guys, I hope you learn a little bit of how to start, or why should you start this food truck business if you are trying to experiment or try and test your food product, right? So if you have questions, feedback, feel free to share with me in your comment sections. You can always email me. I will give you about like a 30 to 45 minutes of free consultations if you'd like to start in a food business. You can email me at samheir.com. At the same time, guys, I'm going to be starting a course very soon. So if you're a restaurant business owner, or you want to start a restaurant business, or you want to be in a marketing agency specifically for restaurant business, that is going to be very, very helpful for you, because this course is designed to make sure that you are following patterns, not only that you are also following trends, which is going to help you in the next 5 to 10 years, right? We do not create a course that is based on somebody's application. I'm not going to teach you how you're going to work with the Facebook and maximize the profit, because that course is good. That is a part to understand for now. But what if tomorrow Facebook is not there? What if Facebook is changing their policy, their terms and everything? So what's the use of the course, right? So that's a reason. So we don't want to include most of those things, but what you're going to learn from this course would be something that has been sustained and has been the same since the life of restaurant industry, right? So that is going to be very, very helpful for you down the line. So if you guys are interested, please just write down the course, and then once I receive those comments, I will contact you guys as well, right? So guys, I hope you learned something, and if you if you have interest in this kind of contents, please do feel free to share to your friends, families, and folks that would be interested to start a new business or in a food business, right? So until next video, you guys have a good day. Take it easy. Cheers.